son, well, my daughter's 9 months, but my son is 9, and he sees me. He sees me when I'm cooking in the kitchen, when I'm going to different events. He saw me today, come leaving the house, getting dressed up, coming here. So it's like he's watching. If I quit now, he's like, all right,
Maybe I should quit.
maybe I should quit. Maybe it's not as real. Maybe it's cool for a little bit, and it's like, no, man, like we're gonna keep going, because we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Mark, thank you so much for coming to Mise this evening.
Thank you for having me,
And
guys.
you're in the hot seat. You're in the
Yes.
cooking seat tonight. So thank you for being willing to do that. Tell us a little bit about how you started to cook, and tell us a little bit about this dish as well, so that we can dive in.
Awesome, awesome. So, a little bit about myself when I started cooking. I believe it was kind of forced on me. Like I said, growing up, my mom would always tell me that you're gonna have to learn how to cook one day. You're gonna have to learn how to feed yourself and feed your family. And I always said, no, I'm not. That's not something I want to do. I don't want to be in the kitchen. It's too long, standing on the feet. But because it's something that's part of our culture, which is people in our culture, they cook a lot, especially being from the islands. I met my wife, and just one thing led to another. I started cooking. She doesn't really cook like that. She can make more of the simplified dishes. So with me just having that in my bloodline, it's like I automatically just took the responsibility of cooking, grocery shopping, and she was loving my food. Her family, my friends were loving the food. And actually, about 2.5 years ago, I say now, I was an operational supervisor at UFIT, and a decision came in the day that, well, as far as to us, the communication came to us that our position was getting cut. And so in 2 weeks, I lost 50% of my salary, which meant like I didn't work on Fridays. Sometimes I didn't work another day during the week, and it was okay. Well, how can I supplement income while my income was cut in half? And my wife told me, she said, just try cooking. And so I started going to different schools. Her sister is a teacher. I went to her school. I asked, hey, just give me a chance. You guys, the teachers, the staff, just order through me. The different UFITs in the area, went through them, same thing. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Growth Financial, just really just pushing out a little small menu that I made on my phone, and I just stuck with it. It was a lot of no's, and I just kept practicing. And now, fast forward to now, I was able to meet Marianne and be able to cook one of the dishes I feel like we really do love in the house.
Oh, it's excellent. The
That's
cream,
great.
cream. I usually don't put cream in my etouffees, but it was a nice touch.
Thank you.
Really balanced it out a lot.
And I was listening to him talk about how he started out, and it reminded me of us. In 1986, when you created a menu, and I would go door to door, literally, and sell that menu. I mean, it was, we started out as a gourmet to-go and catering operation for just kind of the same reason that you are, is that we could sell it. Like,
Right.
I could go out and say to someone, hey, this is what we do. Do you need this service? What are you doing? How can I serve you? As opposed to the notion of having a restaurant where you have to open up the doors and wait for people to come
Right.
in. We did what you're doing. So, we got some more food coming. Great. So we can share a little about what we do too, Mark. Okay,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
a mutual sharing of food here.
So this is a Korean seafood pancake. It has rock shrimp and crab,
Okay.
and then it's topped with a daikon kimchi with a tonkatsu sauce and a sambal aioli. So it's
Such
just
a pretty dish.
it's a
It's
traditional
such a pretty
Korean
dish.
dish, but we kind of like modernize it a little bit. This is our pizza. We do a couple pizzas on the menu, and this is has ali pepperoni. It's a type of pepperoni. It has pepperoncinis, blue cheese. Has a little arugula salad on top. Just tossed a little bit of olive oil, and then this is a cobia crudo with shaved apples, huila kochi. Yep, huila kochi crema, which is like a black corn fungus, almost like known as the corn truffle, and then a mushroom ceviche.
This particular dish is a great example of that. A really ethnic dish that you took and did something
From the culture.
a little bit, a little bit
Korean
different with.
Because again, it's all about standing out. You know what I mean? Being able to stand out and said, okay, well, this person had a steak, but your steak it tasted different in a good way. Like, what did you put? It's more of a conversation starter. You know what I mean? And always doing the simple salt and pepper type of ribeye, whatever that they do. So that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And that just gets my ideas just thinking, because sometimes people can try to jam you up and say, hey, this is too out there or this is too outgoing. So for me, it's refreshing to see somebody else is like, nah, we think outside the box.
Well, we're all passionate. Like, I'm very passionate. My chefs back there are super passionate. So it's about like love of the food, you know, not just about I'm just gonna do this because I saw it online or I saw it on a TV show or something. It's about, and that inspires you as well. But it's about, bottom line is how's it taste, you know, first, and you know, and you know, everyone says you eat with your eyes, but I'm a strong believer about just you know, it's got to taste what right, you know, and we really focus on that. So.
How did you come to love this dish? And
Wife.
okay, talk about
I would
that.
say
Okay.
that honestly, she's a big inspiration to a lot of my dishes that I do. Sometimes I second guess myself in the beginning, and she'll be like, "No, just do it." And so with the crawfish etouffee, it was more so we love seafood. You want to keep going out the box, just do it. And so she gives me that extra push, and it's just been family love it, friends love it, clients love it.
Yeah.
So
I can see why. Yeah.
that's when you were like, "Hey, do you have a dish you want to bring?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got a few that I can just boom, boom, boom."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Do the etouffee." It's all right.
Awesome.
And it's
So-
delicious,
Yeah.
so I can see why.
Yeah, I was gonna do a lobster and shrimp etouffee, and that's not something that a lot of people do. But
Yeah.
you know, we'll have that one day. We'll
Yeah.
have that one day.
That sounds like a really
Yeah.
nice,
Yeah.
like elevated.
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly. It would elevate that dish,
tail,
which
yeah.
is kind of back to the notion of this is like the way I've seen you work over the years is falling in love with various ethnic foods and then finding out what piece of that can I bring to what we do within what we do at Mise en Place.
And we know it's our version, and it may be kind of like, you know, a true like you know, let's say someone from you know, like the islands, we were doing a jerk dish,
Right.
And they would say, or an Indian dish, you know, from India, and they would say, oh, this is not right,
Not authentic
but
or
it's
whatever.
just subjective to
Right.
that's it's coming from here, you know, from us. So yeah, we know it's not like if you went to an Indian restaurant that or someone's home and they were toasting the spices or something,
Right.
they were making the curry. We understand that it's not that, but we have fun with it. People seem to enjoy it. So it's more about, you know, just the love for what
I think
we do,
yeah, I was
you know,
about to say
so.
I think it's more so just appreciating the culture, because it's saying, hey, we can do it just strictly our way. But when we take a piece from the Indian culture or Jamaican culture, it's saying like, hey guys, we appreciate the culture that you guys have, and we just want to take an ounce of that and put it into mix it with our taste, so we can have a unique taste.
You know, you've talked a bit about, you know, how you got here, and you know, we talked about being an entrepreneur, and you said you finally found this thing, and I hear that in you now. You know, having worked with someone who loves to cook, and
Right.
it's what he does. Is
Right.
I hear that in you as well. That's it. That's the drive, right? I mean, it really is it's the cooking, it's the putting the food on the plate, that's what has you here right now. Like you're making a life for your family out
That's
of
what- yeah.
this, right?
I would say it's reinforcement to my family that you can really find something that you're passionate about and grow it and leave something behind for the kids. One thing in our community that we are trying to get a hold of is creating generational wealth and understanding that it starts with a foundation of something. And I want to have the influence that you can own something, be passionate about, and leave it for the kids. And it just starts with that. And then from that, other things will come for it and it will continue to grow. So being certain things that's happened in corporate America, like I said, losing my 50% of my income. With the COVID situation, I was working at Enterprise, and they had to let go 30% of their employees. And for me, that was that final, like, yeah, we're going all in now, because now it's to get that, show the family we're going to be okay, because we're going to stick with this, and we're going to make it out with this. This has to work, because
We're going to invest in
we're
ourselves.
going to invest in ourselves. And again, for me, with having kids, that's important for the kids to see now. Black community, I feel that, because even with me growing up, did not having a sound understanding of creating something, owning it, and leaving it behind. And I feel that it starts at home first. It starts with the people in the household, the kids in the household, and then once you get that on board and you make that progress, people from the outside can see that. They'll start asking questions. When they start asking questions, we can educate them through information that this is how I did it. These are the different things that you can do as an entrepreneur. And some of this information I'm still new to, but it's being able to absorb it and apply to it. And I do think even with this time as an entrepreneur, there are a lot of pros to a certain extent, as well as cons. But I think that it's going back to what I said earlier. I think it's really important that these things start at home. The conversation starts at home as far as investing in yourself. How can we do it? Which ways can we do it? And just growing up, my parents did the best that they could, but it was always, go to school, graduate, work for a good company, retire, and it's like there's more to life than that. I'm just like really appreciative of being here and talking to somebody that's pretty much, started out similar, and to be here now is like it's tangible, it's real.
Sure.
So that's how I want to be able to go back to my community and educate them. Like, but I understand that I have to do my part first.
There's been many times when we looked at each other and stocks are going crazy, everybody is investing and stuff like that, and going, okay, we invest in ourselves. And that's generally been the case, is that we've gone, okay, in the long haul, I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to bet on the two of us and our team to move it forward. And I mean, I think that may be, as you just pointed out, the message of today.
It's betting on yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that,
in today's world, we may be betting on ourselves.
especially with the COVID situation, what happened to a number of people in jobs is like, these companies can make promises, these jobs can make promises, but at the end of the day, when something like this happens, it's nothing personal, it's business.
Right.
So it's like nothing against you guys, but we have to look out for ourselves. So I think within the situation, we seen the big dogs or the elite or whoever say that. So I feel like we should take the same approach, like we have to bet on ourselves. Because again, I'm big on the kids thing, because being able to show them or lead them that just, find something that you love and let's put a positive spin to it and bet on yourself. So
Bet on yourself. Yeah. And the reinventing, I mean, truly in these COVID times, you're reinventing. I mean, you've reinvented, we're reinventing all the time. In many ways, I feel like it's like we're back to, the late 1980s and 90s, and where we're figuring out, what can we do? What of our best selves can we bring forward and figure that out? And you do. This is a time when you can say, I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to create opportunities for people, to buy from us. So
when I think to myself, I've been built for this, because I've been smacked around before, to where it is now is like you've been smacked around not doing your own thing. So now if you're smacked around doing your own thing, you better keep going.
Right.
Because now my daughter's 9 months, but my son is 9, and he sees me. He sees me when I'm cooking in the kitchen, when I'm going to different events. He saw me today leaving the house, getting dressed up, coming here. So it's like he's watching. If I quit now, he's like, all right, maybe I should quit. Maybe it's not as real. Maybe it's cool for a little bit, and it's like, no, man, like we're going to keep going, because we're going to figure it out.
Yeah. I'm not in there to make tons of money. I just want to be able to pay my bills and employ good people and give them a livelihood. And that's very important to me, because
give them a chance.
We give a lot of people jobs, and they're able to buy houses, cars, live a good life.
Have kids.
And so I don't I don't need to be making the most money. I don't need to be the richest guy, but I want to be able to have an environment that I can help people back there, have not, that support like kids, like and I feel that's a great service to provide for people. So not only do we get to do like great food and having a great environment for people to come and get engaged here, anniversaries and all that good stuff.
Experiences.
But we create that, and we have a great place where people can work and, like I said, make a good living, and that's all that matters to me. I don't like I said, I'm happy, man. I just want to, that makes me happy. So.
Yeah. And I think that's important, man, because very few people still to this day, there are still good people, but very few of them live for other people.
Yeah,
so
man.
the seeds that you're sowing, man, it's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
It really is. And I guess because I'm a people person as well, that kind of means a lot to me. That's why, like, my slogan is partake in the experience.
Yeah.
Because, I can sell you good food all day, but for you to really spend your time and money with me to have a good experience, like, that means a lot.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Margaret, you've been amazing. This has been just a tremendous experience because you do remind me of us in so many ways in our early days, and
Right.
like figuring this out, and like going out there in the world and going, okay, these are my wares. I'm bringing them to you. Please buy them, and when you buy them, I'm going to feed my family and some other people. This has been great.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you guys.
This has been great,
awesome.
Great
and this has
experience.
been thank you.
This has been
Yeah,
good.
this has been an
This is
amazing
awesome. Wow.
experience.
Yeah.
I love definitely.
So, all right, before we go, it's a thanks to
Cheers.
Thank you
yeah,
guys for
to
having
the
me
table.
again.
To the
Thank you.
table.
And to the table.